Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Happy Tuesday? Tuesday. Yeah, so the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame voting has begun and Jake has taken over, and so far seems like everybody is liking the changes. I certainly like the changes. It's funny how if I would have made the changes, it would have been a little bit different, but since it's a new regime, new changes can be made with much less controversy. That's kind of the point. So Jake's going to do a great job, and I'm excited for that. I will put a link down below. If you don't know what the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame is, I will put a link to his video where he talks through it and talks through the rules and all that. The 3 years to be having made content to be voted for, great idea. 1 year of making sports card videos to even vote, another great idea. He's paring down the class to 5 from 10, another great idea. So I'm all for what Jake is doing with this, and again, he's going to do a great job taking over that. Yeah, so let's talk about my ballot. This is my ballot. Can vote for up to 10 channels, and it's great to see. There's so many great channels out there. Let me tell you who I did not vote for. I did not vote for Jab's family. That's never going to happen, ever. They're just not part of the community. And I get it's a YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame, so they technically don't have to be a part of the community to be eligible. And the funny thing is, as many subscribers as they have, this has been around 4 years. They've never gotten more than a handful of votes in any given year. And I guess if he rallied his troops, to vote for him, I guess in theory he could make it. But this just feels like a community thing, not just a sports card YouTube thing. It's kind of even more, I don't know how to say it, intimate than that. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's different. I didn't vote for Jeff, Sports Card Investor. He's not eligible, first of all, because he hasn't been doing videos 3 years. So there's no controversy there. He can't get in this year. I didn't vote for Chris Sewell, Baseball Collector Investor Dealer, although I actually would if he was eligible, but he is also not eligible because of longevity. It's funny how we think of all these giant channels, and if you look at it, most of them haven't been doing it very long. A couple years. Jeff's almost 3 years. He's 2 years and so many months or whatever. So he's not difficult. I had some guys on my original list as I was formulating this that I was thinking about, like LA Collection. Great stuff, but he hadn't done a video in a while, 11 months or something like that. It's like, I'd rather vote for guys that are at least still putting out content. So all 10 of my nominees are current contributors and have been for a long time. I'm going to do mine in alphabetical order and maybe talk about each one of them a little bit. The first one is Bart's cards. Bart, the PSA card guy, whatever you want to call him. To me, I can't believe he's not already in. But I voted for Bart. Great collection, 49ers fan. Jerry Rice, super collector, but he collects a lot of baseball, all sorts of vintage, great stuff, new stuff, old stuff, everything. Great displays in his house. So Bart, been doing this a long time. He gets a vote. Next up is Scott, Big D for life. Not just voting for him because he's a fellow Cowboys fan, although that doesn't hurt. But Scott's been a great member of this community for a long, long time. And great Emmitt Smith collection, all things Cowboys. Just talks about a lot of different things too. And so well-rounded, big member of this community. So Scott gets a vote for me, Big D for life. Next, this might be my only controversial pick. And it's Card Collector 2, Ryan. I had to check and make sure Ryan had been doing videos 3 years, and he has. And there's a lot I think Ryan's one of those guys that's polarizing because you either don't like him or you do. To me, popularity does matter. Hits matter. Subs matter. Views on your videos matter. It'd be like saying, yeah, get in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but never hit any home runs or, have a high average or do anything. Just being around isn't enough. Just because you've been around the community forever isn't enough. You have to have great collection. A combination of these things, some of them bigger than others, great collection, great production, involved significantly in the community, been around a long time, have a lot of subs. All of those things to me encompass what a Hall of Famer is for the YouTube community. And Ryan has a lot of those. It's a great shop, great production, does a lot of videos, lots of different things, shows, going to card shows, PSA reveals, SGC reveals, opening boxes, you name it. He does it all. And he has a tremendous following on his channel. So to me, that's Hall of Fame material, like it or not. And then you kind of have the other end of the spectrum for my next nominee, which is DB Tiller. And DB Tiller was one of the first guys I started following long ago. Amazing slab collection. Has done fewer videos less frequent videos recently, but he was very prolific for a long time. And if you watch his archive, and I remember there was one time he moved, he did a video and he showed all his slabs out. I was like, holy crap, this guy's got some amazing stuff. And he was in on a lot of this stuff, a lot of the stuff I collect now before it became crazy. So he was able to get a lot of great stuff, much cheaper than I ever was. But DB Tiller gets a vote this year for me. Next up, another friend of mine, Dave. Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. Dave's been to my house more than any other YouTuber. I think he's been over here a bunch. But Dave's one of those, been around a really long time, does a lot of stuff with the community involved, does all kinds of stuff, collects the Jets. So, you got to give him, I guess, something positive in his life. So I'm going to vote for him this year for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. Next up, George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards. A lot of these guys I had to check and make sure they had been doing videos long enough, but George has. And he has a great channel. Does a lot of amazing things in terms of showing off cards. See, that's the thing. I love great collections. Like, if you were to say, what's the biggest thing to me? Impress the hell out of me with your collection. That's a big part of it for me, honestly. And for a lot of people, that doesn't matter at all. They're like, they're a nice guy and all of this, and I want them to be nice guys too. But impressive collections equals impressed Mike. And I love to gawk at stuff and just go, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That is so cool that he has that. And it's not a jealousy thing. It's I'm impressed. I'm in awe. I love your eye for cards. I love the way you think about cards. All those things I think about when I'm watching a channel and gravitate towards these channels. And George has all of those things for me. Great stuff, great eye for PSA and, collects Negro Leaguers and Rod Carew and all kinds of amazing. We just are kindred spirits, and he does a great job presenting all of that on his channel. Next up, Jimmy Guns. Jimmy Guns. Oh, one of those guys that just does all kinds of things for the community. He is, he does a lot of selling on his channel, doing live streams, live selling sessions, and marathon live selling sessions. And usually he ends up more than a little tipsy at the end of it. But Jimmy is great for this community. He is not afraid to share his opinion. He stands by his opinion. And if you don't like it, he doesn't care. Like, he's going to be who he is. And I respect that and admire that, because I'm not always that way. And that's something in him that I just wish I could be more like him. And so Jimmy Guns gets a vote. This next one's interesting because Vince, New York Yanks fan 7, NY Yanks fan 7. I've never spoken to Vince, personally. I mean, comments and stuff like that I've seen, and back and forth a little bit on that, but I don't know Vince at all. But he does have a pretty kick-ass collection. Truth be told, his stuff is amazing, and he has a great eye, and he collects a little bit differently than me because he is more quality versus quantity. And so I just want the card. He'll hold out for a better grade or for a nicer example or all these different things. And again, nothing wrong with that. He is just kind of goes after that higher end stuff. And he also collects comics, which I like too. I know this is a Sports Card Hall of Fame, but I do give him a little points for the comic stuff that he shows. Yeah. So Vince, New York Yanks fan 7. And I do love the stuff he's been doing with Silver Jackify, going through their top, 500 cards or whatever they're doing. 2 more. Number 9, rated rookie here, Josh. Again, one of those guys that I can't believe he's not already in. But Josh gets a vote from me. He, again, absolutely awesome collection. Does a great job showing it. Talks about the cards, all of that stuff. To me, that's what YouTube is about. It's sharing cards, sharing stories, sharing boxes, whatever you're doing, share stories, tell about it and connect with people. That's a big thing for me. And Josh does a great job of that. So rated rookie gets a vote from me. And last, and certainly not least, is Vintage Card Curator. Interesting case with him. He definitely shows off a lot of stuff in his collection, which is awesome, by the way. But he tells stories probably better than anyone else about cards and about sets and about all this different stuff. I mean, just recently he did some stuff on 1973 Topps, and it was, for me, not for everybody, but definitely for me, must watch. Watch the whole thing, learn something new. Fascinated by all the research that he does, the time that he puts into doing it. Just unbelievable. Vintage Card Curator. So of those 10, again, Bart's Cards, Big D for Life, Card Collector 2, DB Tiller, Dave's Midlife Card Crisis, Diamond Yard Sports Cards, Jimmy Guns, New York Yanks Fan 7, Rated Rookie, and Vintage Card Curator. If you don't know any of those channels, the whole point of this is to discover new channels and to, if you are one of those channels, to have somebody say something nice about you, because it's always nice to have someone say nice things about you and what you do and what the effort that we all put into making videos, and for someone to recognize that and say that's one of the best out there. That's good. That's fuel to keep going for us content creators. But if you don't know any of those guys, I'll put links down below to their channels. Please be sure to go check them out. See what you think. If you like my stuff, you might like some of their stuff. So thanks everybody for watching. That is it for today. Have a good one. Keep collecting. See ya.